give you a quick overview of how I create these freehand frames. These are just some other cards that I've made using this method. I did find this one a little bit tricky with the longer lines as opposed to the smaller ones here, and that might just be because I've got tiny hands. So for these frames, I like to use a stamp set that has sort of like hand-drawn images. So the hand pen petals is a really nice one. I've also done it with the Daffodil Daydream, and today I'm going to use the Happiness Abound suite. I've already gone ahead and stamped my flowers, and I just used some masking to be able to overlap the flowers and the leaves. Working out what frame I'm using, I reach for my dies and I'm either using squares or rectangles. For this card I've chosen this particular rectangle, and all I'm going to do is place it down in the center roughly, and then holding it down I'm just going to get a fine tip pen or felt pen. So this is a 2mm one. Excuse my voice, I had COVID and this cough will just not go away. So I've got my frame here. Now depending on what size rectangle or square I'm using, I'll either draw around the inside or the outside. This particular one I'm going to go around the inside, and I'm just going to start just to the side of the image, trace all the way up, do the same thing on the other side, and if I have a little bit of gap in my stamping anywhere, I'm going to do a little line in there too. So when I remove that, I've got the start or a guide for my freehand frame. So I suppose I'm cheating a little bit because I am using a square or rectangle straight line for the inside, but that's what I use as my guide. So just get this a little bit closer for you so you can see the rectangle. I've done the little bit there, and now I'm going to start doing the freehand part. Now you'll notice with the others that I did, so with this one here I did little squiggles over the line just to add some interest. You can also do like little dots at the end as well. So starting with the pen, I'm just going to carefully freehand and go past the corner, and I'm going to start past the edge again and make the distances varied, and then I'm just going to carefully go up. So you can see this is where the freehand starts to come into play because I'm not straight against that ruled line. It starts to wobble a bit. So just keep going around your frame. I usually do about 3. And just make sure you keep going on your little bits as well. And you want to try and keep your lines reasonably close together. It does get a little bit tricky if you get really wobbly like I did here, but that's all part of it being freehand. So these ones ended up being one line, so that's where I'll just do my little squiggly bit on it. And then just down in this corner, I want to make sure I've still got my lines happening. So that is how I do my freehand frame. Now all I've got left to do is colour in my focal point, my image, and then add a sentiment. So I hope you'll try and do one of these yourself.